Crack-a-lackin'. What's everybody doing on this fine Saturday? Not even fine, it's fucking gloomy as fuck. At least where I'm at. Like it's gonna rain. Well, it was raining earlier, but... Well, not raining. It was like drizzle, but... You know... So much for people's barbecues, you know, because of the fight. And she gonna put a fucking... You know, halt on all that, right? I'm pretty sure people are still gonna do some, you know what I mean? But probably not. They were expecting a little bit more better weather. You know, I feel like the fight will take a blow because of this. You know what I mean? There's people to want to go out and do shit. Cause I don't know, this kind of weather is kind of like the weather that you just want to chill at home. Or is that just me? You know, it's kind of like the weather that really doesn't, you know, pump you up to do anything. I could be wrong though. I mean, there's people out there that les vale madre. See, I remember we didn't give a fuck. It could be snowing out there. Obviously, we don't get snow in California, but still, if we did, I'm pretty sure people would be out there. Now you gonna let a little weather fuck it up? Imagine places like that have fucked up weather and they gotta be gangbanging in that weather. Damn, that shit crazy. Be gangbanging in the tornado. So we have it lovely right here that we don't have the weather like that. What's good, my boy? What's cracking? What's popping? Yeah, you know, just right here bored at work on my break. I was like, let me hop on a live real quick. You know what I mean? See what's cracking with people. I was like, some people got to be home because, you know, this weather really right here, this weather doesn't really pump you up to do much. I don't know if you still live in California, my boy, but yeah, you know, we're not having the best weather out here. You know what I'm saying? I know, gangbanging in a snowstorm, serio. In a hurricane, in a fucking... in a tornado, like it swoops up your car and you just be like, where you from? Orale, that's right, my boy. I be in Pasadena sometimes. My girl's grandma stays in Pasadena. She stays in the South Pasadena. She stays in South Pasadena. So when we sometimes go and visit her, you know what I mean? It's not that far from my pad, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I want to say maybe like a 20-minute drive. Yeah, con traffic, yeah, it's longer, but you know, but with no traffic, I get there like in 20. You know what I'm saying? From my Cantona. Because I stay in Southgate. I don't know if you know where that's at, but so it's not really that much of a distance. Yeah, Simon, my boy. You know, well, where her grandma lives, it's kind of nice though. I'm not gonna lie, you know. At least the part where she's at, you know, because I have my uncle and my cousins. They stay in Pasadena, but they stay in the bad area of Pasadena. You know what I mean? They stay right there where the Villa Boys are at. You know, where the Villa Boys hang out, like 2 houses away from where my primo lives. And I remember when they first moved down there, like it was kind of like there was, you know, kind of like a little bit of problems, but you know they all got worked out. But yeah, it'd be cracking right there, bro. No lie. Yeah, told me that his neighbors, they did a home invasion. Fool, they stole his guard dog, my boy. You know when they steal your guard dog, homie, that you know you're in a bad area. Like they stole the dog that's there to protect your home, my boy. Damn, it don't get any worse than that. That's like they're stealing your security guard, my boy. Like, how the fuck they gonna steal your security guard? Yeah, Simone, yeah. Well, she don't got bread like that, but she's in a convalescent home. You know, the home for like the elderly, right there. You know what I mean? But she got it lovely though, because that place is like all, you know, pimped out. I'm like, damn, homie. See your retirement plan for your nana? Nah, but it is nice. I ain't gonna lie. That shit looks clean. You know what I mean? As I know, because it's got it. Because where my cousin lives, man, that shit's all fucked up. And he lives, like I said, in Pasadena, fucking streets all beat up. Fucking, because he lives right there where the freeway's at, right? Like where his street's at. You see the freeway. It's a dead end. Because of the freeway, and that shit's all banged up right there. Yeah, I've been to Vegas a lot of times. Yeah, me and the homies we used to be on one and just go over there just because. Just because we thought it was a good idea at the time. It's like fucking 3 a.m. One of those nights. But it's like whatever. Like I really don't see like the big hype about it. Like I don't see the hype in Vegas. But partly because well, back then I was so antisocial, right? So I didn't like being around so many people. Maybe that's why. Yeah, no, and that's anywhere, bro. Anywhere. I see people always talking smack about like certain cities, like around where I live. Like for example, like everyone's always like talking about how good the city of Downey is and Downey's lovely and everything like that. And I see all kinds of fucking activity, when I go out there. I got a homie that stays out there, you know what I mean? I see all kinds of shit cracking, like, and then it's like, and I'm like, they're like, damn, what the fuck are people on the internet talking about? Like, like, honestly, I just feel like people just talk just for the simple fact of talking. Like they absolutely have no idea. I think they just grab whatever they see on the internet and they just run with it. Like, oh, the cities ain't like that and like this and like that. What do you do at G Life on Vegas? Oh yeah. I'm for sure gonna do. I actually been having homies hit me up from places you don't even like. I have homies hitting me up from Chicago, from the gangs out there in Chicago, from New York, Texas, Milwaukee. I have had a homie. I had no bullshit to the side. I have had people from England, my boy, from England, hit me up and send me pictures of their barrios over there, well, their gangs over there, and shit like that, bro. I'm not even bullshitting, bro. Even New Zealand, homie. Hey, we have gangs over here too. Look, check them out, and they shoot me pictures, and I'm just right there, like, what the fuck? Now it's like like I'm aware and stuff like that. But at the time, when people were first introducing themselves, I was blown away, bro. I was just like, are you being serious right now, homie? Like, nah, these fools are lying. And they start shooting pictures, and I'm just like, look at that. They gangbang in France and England and shit like that. I thought I seen it all, but and I'm not even making that up. Well, once I start making the episodes, people will be tripping out. Treat life and open their eyes and actually educate themselves from people who been through it all. Yeah, but people are not gonna want to hear. They like, what could these individuals teach us? Not a damn thing. And it's the fact that people don't want to listen. The reason why the problems haven't gotten fixed, bro. How are you gonna fix something that which you refuse to actually understand? It's like I'm not gonna be able to fix a car if I know nothing about cars or I know nothing about that car. How am I gonna fix it? I know nothing about it. Yeah, these people want to fix something that they refuse to actually take the time to actually listen and learn about. Because believing that these individuals who you view so beneath you, because you view yourself so superior, that they could potentially even teach you something, they're just not willing to have that, bro. To think that this motherfucker knows something that I don't know, hell no. This was a fucking lowlife, a dirtbag, a loser. What the fuck is he gonna know? The fuck can he teach me? Oh, they would hate to lose an argument to somebody who's from the streets, bro. That would be like the worst thing that they could experience in their overall mental. Like, like, oh, them homeless people can't teach us nothing. Like, no, they could teach you something. You know what I mean? I guarantee you that homeless man knows at least one thing that you don't know that he could teach you. I guarantee you. But people think that no. Like, oh, then why is he homeless? Like, what the fuck? I'm not talking about financial advice and shit like that. I said he could teach you something. I never said fucking, you know, financially wise and shit like that. But people, you know, don't want to, you know, see it like that. You know what I mean? They rather view it from their negative standpoint because it makes them feel better about themselves. You know, to feel more superior, you know, above them. You know, they, you know, it's an ego stroke. How do you feel about parents? They would give anything for their kids, yet they want to be left alone and not be parents. Ah, yeah. I see that a lot, bro. I see that a lot, yeah. You know, and it's a trip because, well, this happened a few weeks ago, right? I had a camarada, right? And he had told me, like, hey, man, you know, my kid, you know, he's, you know, he shuts me off, you know what I mean? And it's like, how do you get your kids, you know, to you know, talk to you or whatever? And I go, my boy, the last time that we were drinking, you remember when he spilled your tall can, your beer, whatever, and remember how mad you got and stuff like that? I go, imagine, bro, you're coming at him like that for accidentally tipping your pisto, because he didn't do it purposely. It was accidental. If you're coming at him like this because of an accident, which he didn't mean to do, right? Even though you did tell him to stop playing around right there, whatever, it's not like he purposely did it, right? So if you're already coming at him like this, right, you know, with the yelling and the name calling and stuff like that, then imagine when he has an actual problem, a real problem, bro. You think he's gonna want to come and talk to you, bro? He's gonna think you're gonna want to kill him. Even though you know that that's your kid, you wouldn't do that. But when they're kids, bro, the common sense, your common sense, their common sense, two different common senses, bro. So if you're having a heart attack because they spilled a Kool-Aid or some shit like that, imagine when they have a real problem. You think they're gonna feel comfortable talking to you, bro? Bro. And then what happens when they try to solve the problem themselves? It gets worse, no? Or then them feeling like they don't know what to do. Right? You know, and it's refusing to be parents, you know, like actually even talking to a kid, like how to, you know, properly, you know, go about things, you know. That's too nice. How the fuck are you gonna fix a problem like that? Like, hoy más. Like, so you're telling me the best way to fix a problem is by yelling and like threatening with violence? Shit. Then every country should start going to when we're looking for peace talks and shit like that, people should just go, you know, threatening and with violence and shit like that, and shit will get fixed for sure in this planet. That's all. All we really gotta do is just, you know, threaten violence and shit like that, and everything will be all right. Not how the world works. You know, but like I said, it's always people want to, you know, feel high and mighty, bro. You know, that goes along with, you know, being the parents, right? They say they'll do anything for their kids, but those are just words, though. You know what I mean? Anybody could say anything they want. You know what I mean? You know, we want to see actions, bro, not words. Because I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's people that say this is that, but yeah, they want to be in the fucking clubs and barras and all this and that. Fucking kid right there trying to show them they're drawing. No, right now, no, I'm not busy. I'm with my friends. What I tell you, when I'm with my friends, you don't bother me. I'm watching the game. What I tell you when the game's on? What I tell you when the game's on, you don't interrupt me. Like, vergas, your game is more important than your kid. Hey, well, you know, now we know. Gracias. You know, after a while, the kid, you know, gets tired of trying, bro, and they don't even come to the parent for nothing, bro. For what? He's gonna mandarme a la verga, so they don't give a fuck. So. And then that's where they get that mentality when the streets like, now, well, these people care. They know what I'm going through. These people care about. That's where you get that shit, you know, why they start thinking like that. And then they think those motherfuckers brainwashed my kid. They didn't have to brainwash your kid, my boy. They didn't have to. They didn't go right there. You think these motherfuckers really gonna be brainwashing people and shit like that, bro? They ain't got no time for that, bro. They didn't need to brainwash the kid. But see, people think that these gang members brainwash these people, right? Because that's the only possibility of why their kid thinks like that, bro. Because there's no way in hell their fault, bro. There's no way in hell their fault, bro. It had to be these motherfuckers brainwashing them. Because they refuse to take responsibility. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers didn't go knocking on your door and take your kid by force, my boy. They didn't brainwash nobody. They didn't need to. And that's the harsh reality, bro. And that's the reason why people don't want to pay attention to what these gang members have to say, because what they have to say doesn't align with how they want to view it, bro. You know what I mean? To only be honest. I have homies who lived in Vegas. I used to stay in Masa. High school, the homie tells me that it's cracking. You know, yeah, they have a lot of gangs, bro. They have as many as out here, bro. Hispanic and all that, bro. Hispanic, blacks, todo. Words are meaningless without doing what you said. No, yeah, facts. Oh, what do you think about? Hold on. Again, the kids didn't get tricked into joining the hoods. They came with it. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts, bro. You know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the argument that people were making for gang music, right? Like rap in itself, when they were saying that rap is what influences the violence. Rap is what creates the problems, right? The violence, that it's because of the rap that these gangbangers are out there and the violence exists. Strange. Rap hasn't even been around that long, and these gangs were around way before rap was even the picture, or rap was even a thing, right? And there was murders and violence, stabbings and shootings and all that way before rap even became. As a matter of fact, the rappers are talking about the shit that they were doing before they were even rapping, for heaven's sakes, right? So if the rap is the reason for this, then what the fuck was the reason before the rap existed? Because this shit was occurring before rap was in the picture. So what was the reason then? You know what I mean? But see, people buy into it, right? Because they only live in their time frame, right? In their zone, right? It kind of reminds me of like the argument that people say, oh, the world's going to shit and this and that. I see it all around me. Well, yeah, maybe all around where you're at, but doesn't mean that the whole world is experiencing the same shit, you know? Like, you have to stop, you know, grabbing like your personal bubble and trying to apply that to how the world is. You know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe that's how people behaving, like where you're at, but or because they feed themselves nothing but negativity. Like, oh man, you see how the world is. Like, well, yeah, you watch nothing but negative videos, bro. Negative video after negative video after. You don't ever feed yourself no positivity, so you stay stuck in that mindset. So of course you're gonna be polluted with crap. That's why it's not okay and good to trap yourself in a bubble like that, right? I mean, at one time they were even blaming the videos, Mortal Kombat and shit like that. I mean, because people want to blame everything. It's because of the blacks. It's because of the Mexicans. It's because of this. It's because of the video games. It's because of the rap. It's because it's everything's fault except the fucking people on the other side of the mirror, bro. It's everything except the other person on the other side of the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, they always look to where to throw the blame. You know, that's America's fucking, you know, number one thing to go to. Like, what are you gonna blame now, bro? What are we gonna blame now, bro? Because the blame game never ends, bro. It never ends. And yet it's 2023. Fucking problems still exist, right? But see, America loves to do that. Because the harsh reality is something that people don't want to hear, bro. They don't want to hear what the truth is, bro. Because you don't want to be a fucking parent, bro. Yeah, gangster rap made me do it. Yeah, and you know, I like the message and all. See, that's why I think Ice Cube's one of the greatest, right? I like the message that he was pushing in that track, right? Yeah, because gangster rap made me do it. You know what I mean? Because that's what they keep saying, and it's true. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you hear him when he talks about his overall. What did the song mean and stuff like that? It's the overall saying that's not true, but yeah, and people always take it and run with it. Have you heard about the X-rated rapper who got framed for gang-related murder? Oh yeah. I know who X-rated is and follow the whole case. That's crazy. The Americans were built on a graveyard. Oh yeah. And on the sweat of our backs. While the high and mighty took all the credit, huh? Those bastards. Founding fathers, my ass. Those fucking maniacos. Fool, the founding fathers had so many skeletons in their closets and underage, women and fucking affairs and all kinds of crazy shit. Bro, them fools were far from idols. Like, it's crazy. And they're seen to be idolized. Like, let's talk about the truth of our founding fathers. How about that? How about we teach the kids the truth about our founding fathers? Like, no, we can't do that. Even brother. Oh, you know what? Yeah, and I was seeing in this one case, right? Whatever they had blamed this one black kid, right, for a murder of a Caucasian woman and her, I think 15-year-old daughter or something like that, right? And it turned out, where the kid got arrested and he was only like, I think 15. He got arrested and he did all this time and he got sentenced to death, but it got overturned. They actually found the person who actually did the murder, right? And it was this Caucasian, right, who was a Caucasian kid at the time. And that even the law enforcement knew that it was the kid, right? But because the kid was, I think, related to somebody who belonged to the police force or whatever, they chose to divert it towards the black person, right? Because everybody would believe, this, because he's black. And yeah, he fucking lost all kinds of years of his life. And even law enforcement who's supposed to actually, hold justice and shit like that. And, they turned out to be in on it too, right? Because they didn't want to see the white kid go down for it, right? Because it would look bad that a white person's actually doing it, right? So it's so easier to blame the black, right? And it's crazy, bro. And it kind of reminds me of like a conversation when people were saying, when I was talking about Orange County, right? The virus in Orange County and why they started, because, there was a lot of racist organizations that were in Orange County, like the Ku Klux Klan and all of that, right? And I was saying how minorities had to band together to create these gangs because they were getting mistreated by and suffering racism, because of Caucasians, right? And they were like, how come they just didn't go to the police then? And it's like, the police were a part of these racist organizations. Like the police were beating these people alongside these individuals, bro. Like they couldn't go to the police. The police are the people that were doing this shit to them. So how are they going to go to the police if they're the ones that are causing them the problems? You know what I mean? That's the thing that people, forget, that times were different back then. So they couldn't go to law enforcement. Law enforcement was in on it, bro. Like, who were you going to run and, call for help if there was nobody, bro? So these individuals took matters into their own hands, bro, because it's fight to survive, homie. Now, that's not to say that this is why gangs exist now, right? In their purpose now, right? That and now is two different purposes, But I'm saying why it all started to begin with, right? It's America always creates the problem, bro, and then they want to throw the blame somewhere else. Like, when they created the drug problem, bro. They created heroin and crystal meth, bro. And then they wonder, like, damn, these fucking cartels and these gang members, motherfucker, like, these fools didn't create this shit. Find me a fucking gang member who's got his fucking PhD in chemistry, bro. Think these motherfuckers were gonna know about all of this shit? It was a chemist that taught these motherfuckers how to make this shit. And why this shit even, whatever, because you guys were the ones that created it to begin with. Because you wanted to have these soldiers out there during war without having to sleep and eat and shit like that. That you had these motherfuckers create this kind of shit. This shit was all you guys, bro. Always. The guns out there were you guys. The drugs out there were you guys. The reason these individuals had to band together in the shit is you guys. It's always, but they don't want to take no responsibility, bro. Nah, fuck that. It's not our fault. And you know what's crazy? That's the reason why they're scared for people to educate themselves, because if people actually fucking knew their actual history on stuff, right, and actually realize what's happening, shit would be different. That's what government fears. They fear their people being educated, because once you're educated, it's hard to trick individuals. But people still believe, nah, fuck that. You guys are the bad guys here. Like, okay. Like, whatever helps you sleep at night, bro. I think they found skulls, bones, children under Ben Franklin's. Yes, they did. Where he was experimenting, right? At the time, right, for his research. Yeah, facts. Those are actual facts. Now, not to say that he was a serial killer or anything like that, but definitely there was some illegal activity happening, right? Illegal, it wasn't just the Germans that were experimenting on human beings. I mean, that shit has been going on, between humanity for a long, long time, Some are founded by militia, some are founded by government, but yeah, a lot of bad things are done to people just for their overall, greater good of science, right? When obviously you didn't need to actually do all of that to actually come to the conclusion of something, but it was the only way that they seen fit to, see if something works or not. Do you believe there is weak-minded people? I don't believe that there's weak-minded people. I believe that all our mentalities are different, right? Some are able to handle stress more than others, right? So some are able to cope with, trauma, grief, and other things a lot more better than certain individuals, right? But that's not to say because those individuals are weak-minded, right? It's just that we all have different, mind states, right? Mentality. Even genetically, right? Even you could have the same parents, but you guys could all take the death of somebody, all completely different, right? But that's only because you guys are all different. One of the biggest lies that's always told is man is created equal, right? That we are all the same. We are not all the same. You know what I mean? That's why some medicine affects some people some ways and some people other ways, right? While this medicine may have helped you, it might kill this person, right? Because you don't know how they're gonna take. What's the reaction, towards this, right? That's why you actually have to go get a prescription by a doctor, right? Because maybe the dosage that were prescribed to you, this individual might need more or might need less, right? Or maybe what you're taking, it might kill him. You know what I mean? He needs to, but like I said, we're all just different, right? Some people smoke weed and they have panic attacks and shit like that, while other people are cool and chill. We're not all the same, bro. And it's the biggest lie that has been told for so long, that individuals think that these fools just need to suck it up and shit like that. Like, I went through shit and I got through it. Like, well, good for you, my boy. I applaud you. We're not all the same. Don't make you better. Just means we're different. That's it. Because a bird is not better than a fish because it could fly. I mean, the fish could swim. Bird can't swim, but fish can't fly, right? Although this is good at swimming, this is good at flying. Don't make one better than the other, right? Because they still have their strengths, right? And then if you put a bird on the water, obviously, he's helpless, right? But if you grab the fish, you put him in the air, then he's helpless, right? So it's not one better than the other just because it has the ability to do something better than the other. It just means that we're just all different. But see, people shut that part off, right? Because the fact that they're better than somebody at something or something like that makes them feel good, bro, and that's why they just choose to ignore everything else and just stick to this. Like, these fucking weak-minded motherfuckers. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, because you're so high and mighty, right? Then put them in a scenario where now this person's traits, come shining and his don't, and all of a sudden he's not gonna feel so cocky, and macho. It's crazy how much society's problem could all be traced back to just egos of individuals, right? There is one. Did a good length of show explaining the British allowed Americans to win many important battles in order to allow Americans to be free. Yeah, I believe that there was a whole lot of shit going on. Definitely, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's no lie that the government has so many skeletons in their closet, bro, it's not even funny. And see, the beautiful thing about, and that's crazy though, because people, grab that as conspiracy theories. Those are not conspiracy theories. That's fucking history, bro. That's facts. Because sometimes when I do videos about these kind of subjects and people be like, oh, here we go with another fool with a conspiracy. Like, these are not conspiracy, bro. These are fucking facts. It's not my fault you don't want to educate yourself. And it goes back to what I said. They don't want to be seen. They don't want their country or themselves to be seen as them doing anything wrong or have done anything wrong, or maybe that these problems, is because of, their faults. They refuse to take responsibility, bro. And how are you going to actually fix problems when you refuse to take accountability for your actions? Oh, yeah, definitely an injustice system. Yeah. That caters, to the wealthy. That's no lie. I mean, you see it all the time when these celebrities get arrested, Donald Trump and every other celebrity that has gotten arrested, bro. And you see how lenient they are with them and that they have to serve no jail time and all this and that, right? But then you grab a minority, right? And who has no prior record and then gets slammed with 23 or 25 years or this and that, bro. And it's like, what the fuck? But this fool who has done all kinds of crimes and already has a record, but he has money though, so we gon', we can't come at him harsh, bro. He's got that funds. Because if people are aware, right? There was some times where the government didn't have enough money to do some of the things that they wanted to do, that they went to these rich people, and borrowed money, asked them if they could, donate some money for their projects. And these people, agreed, right? And obviously, if they're agreeing, to lend you all this money, bro, there must be some kind of catch to it, bro. They're not going to give you all that amount of money that you could potentially blow and risk and all that. They're not just going to give it to you without there being a fucking catch, bro. So what were the catches? Because there's been several times where the government, the United States government, has gone to these rich individuals and borrowed money. That's not a conspiracy, bro. There's records of this information. And that right there, my friends, that is the real questions. What did you guys promise these individuals in order for them to lend you all that money, bro? Because I know they didn't do it out of the kindness of their heart, just going based off of how, in monetize how rich people act, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, they're not even willing to give people, health care that they, rightfully deserve. You have to pull their teeth just to give you a 25 cents raise, bro. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company who already has enough money to help that person and like 5 generations of his life, live without actually working, if they wanted to. Yet they're not willing to give somebody the amount of money that they rightfully deserve. It's crazy, bro. But I'm supposed to expect that, that these fools, out of the kindness of their heart, they, willingly, lend these people all their money. Nah. Because if there's anything that history has taught us, is that that's not how it works, bro. Human, behavior and personalities, right? That's not how it works, right? They just don't do those kind of things. It doesn't add up. Because people could be like, well, how do you know? You don't know those people. Like, no, well, there's human history, bro. And that's the greatest evidence you need. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I got to get back to work. Hey, it was nice, chopping it up with you guys on these topics. I always like going into all of this. You know what I mean? We out.